Welcome to the APSportsPod. We're looking at our Circa Million V, excuse me, Week 14 picks. Let's get a quick recap on Week 13. And let me get a quick shout out to these folks online that I love, pregame.com. If you haven't checked out pregame.com, go to pregame.com. I do their like super contest. I look at their lines every day. And Winner Circle proxy service if you're not in a state. I don't know if it's not in a state where you can gamble or actually not, just not in Nevada. You can use Winner Circle proxy service as I do to make your contest picks. So shout out to them. Let's go over the bloodbath that was Week 13, starting off with Pittsburgh and Arizona. Pickett got hurt. Arizona didn't play as bad as I thought they were going to. Pittsburgh struggled again. They struggled again on Thursday night. Bad pick, miss across the board there. Denver at Houston, maybe a bit unlucky here. Russell Wilson throws 3 second-half interceptions, including one in the end zone, which essentially ended the game. So that's a 50-50 game. You're probably going to win some of those, probably going to lose some of those. Niners in the Eagles. Of course, I took the Eagles +3. I'm now 1-11 or 1-12 choosing 49er games. That's hard to do, especially since that's my team. That's the team that I watch. That's the team that I follow. So those are the games that I go to. 1-11 or 1-12. What is the 49ers record? Whatever it is, I've only accurately picked one of their games, and it was the Cincinnati loss at home. Cincinnati coming off a bye. The lone winner of the week, Rams against the Browns, turned out to be a solid pick, although Flacco didn't play horribly. The Rams kind of pulled away later in the game, third quarter, fourth quarter. That ended up being a fairly easy cover. And last but not least, I talked myself out of the data. The data was on Green Bay. And I told myself, you know what? I'm going to go against the data. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Chiefs. Not just pick the Chiefs by 5.5 on the road against an ascending Packers team. That's an example of how this stuff, you can look at all the data you want. A lot of this stuff is subjective. The data that you look at is subjective. How you interpret the data is subjective. What you ultimately do with the data and trying to pick 5 games out of the full slate of games is subjective. So a lot of psychology goes into it. That was a bad pick. So again, maybe a little unlucky with Denver, but it wasn't going to be a great week in hindsight. All right, let's turn our attention moving forward. So 1-4 week, 35-29-1 overall. We got to turn that around. So here we go. First game, Atlanta and the Bucks. I've probably underestimated Atlanta all year. I bet against them early on, won a few times. And I've wanted to take them recently. I wanted to take them against the Saints a couple weeks ago. And not only did I back off that pick, I flipped the pick over to the Saints, lost. I wanted to take them last week against the Jets. And so here we are. I'm going to take the Falcons this week. My analysis has the Falcons better than the Bucks by almost 5 points in this particular situation. Another formula, the Pythagorean formula that I used in the playoffs last year. We're getting closer to the playoffs. Teams are starting to have a large body of work and equal number of games played. It's got them better by almost 3. So I think this game is going to be coin flip at the end, 23-20, 24-21. Falcons kicker, coup, game winner as time expires. That's how I see it. So I'm going to be sweating this one out the whole time. It doesn't matter if the Bucks get up 10 early, it's going to end up a field goal game. If the Falcons go up 17 early, it's going to be a field goal game. Reasons to like Tampa Bay here. They're 5-1 against the spread on the road. And I calculate something called your fourth quarter cover rate, which is how much of the fourth quarter do you cover comparatively in these categories to the Falcons. They have a higher fourth quarter cover rate for the whole season. They have a higher fourth quarter cover rate on the road compared to the Falcons at home. And they have a higher fourth quarter cover rate as an underdog compared to the Falcons as a favorite. So there are reasons to like Tampa Bay. I don't love this pick. I don't love taking Atlanta, but I felt like I've wanted to take them the past couple of weeks and I haven't. Would have had a couple winners, and I'm going to take them this week. Guess what? Tampa Bay is probably going to win. There's that one. All right. Indianapolis Colts at Cincinnati. I've been on Indianapolis several times on the road in the last 4 to 6 weeks and probably gotten a little lucky. They scored 14 points on defense against Carolina. They blocked 2 punts last week, or then they barely beat New England in Germany, I think 10-6. They blocked 2 punts last week. So it's a little smoke and mirrors, but here I am again. I'm on the Colts again. The Colts, like the Bucks, are 5-1 on the road against the spread. Now, wait. There is no spread in this game. This is a pick'em game. Well, they're actually 5-1 on the road, straight up. And they've won their last 4 games. This will probably be a little step up in competition. They're not playing the Carolinas. They're not playing the New Englands. The Bengals, even without Burrow, are better than those 2 teams. But this game got playoff implications. Right now, the Colts are in at number 6. The Bucks are on the Bengals are on the outside looking in at number 10. But it's only 1 game in the loss column. So this is a pretty big game here. Where's my play on this one? They're going to have a drop off without Joe Burrow. It's just going to happen. Well, wait. Did you see the game on Monday night against Jacksonville? There wasn't much drop off. Right. That means it's probably coming. There is no way Browning is going to be able to keep up the same level of play as Joe Burrow. Right. And so here I go. I think they might have a little bit of a letdown coming. Okay, they have a miraculous win, overtime win against Jacksonville, a game they weren't supposed to win. They come home. Expectations are a little bit higher. Here come the Colts. Nobody really pays attention to. I think it's a little bit of a flat spot for Cincinnati. Even though they're playing for something, I just don't think Browning's going to be able to keep up Joe Burrow level play. We're going to see it at some point. I don't know if it's going to be this week, but we are going to see a big regression in the Bengals at some point here. Game number 3, Houston Texans at the New York Jets. What I like about this game here, we don't know what the closing lines are. This game is still holding at 3.5. I'm recording at 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday, December 10th. This line is still 3.5. Teams minus 3.5 on the road this year are 8-2 against the spread. So I like that. The other factor that I like is the Jets are absolutely abysmal. In 5 straight games, their fourth quarter cover rate is 0%. That means in the last 5 games, they have not been covering any point spread for 1 second of any of those 5 games. That is ridiculous. Some of the data is a little bit split on this. I've got Houston. It spits out a point differential for me. I've got Houston minus 12. The Pythagorean theorems only got this game at minus 2.8. And so in that case, you would want to take the Jets. The line has come way down from 6 to 3.5. I like the 3.5. Houston's clinging on to the 7 seed after this game. Are the Jets competing is really what you have to ask yourself. If they lose this game, it's over. They're going to go to Miami next week, enjoy a little bit warmer weather, and they will probably lose every game the rest of the season. So if they're going to put up a fight, this is probably the last time you're going to get a fight, and then it's over for the Jets. I'll take Houston. When I look at this, they only need to be touchdown versus field goal better for 1 drive. Weather's supposed to be bad. It's supposed to be sloppy. It's probably why the line has come down. I don't know if there's still Aaron Rodgers rumors or not. I don't think the guy's going to play this year. So in 1 possession, Houston's got to score a touchdown. The Jets get a field goal. They cover. That's it. All right. So as the game plays out, the game could be relatively even. and then it just flips touchdown field goal one way, I'll take Houston. I think they're the better offense. I think their defense is respectable. Against the Jets, absolutely horrible offense. I think they'll do all right. Game number 4, Minnesota at Las Vegas. This one scares the crap out of me because I tend to pick against the Raiders and tend to lose fairly frequently. And the last time Minnesota was out there, it was an absolute gut punch. It was the gut punch of the season so far. A bunch of turnovers, give up no touchdowns, lose outright to the Chicago Bears. So, got to recover from that. They're coming off a bye, as are the Raiders. In this situation, I put kind of a confidence weight on coaching. Both teams are coming off a bye. The Raiders have a new coaching staff, and the Raiders have been playing a little bit better since McDaniels got fired. But I've got way more confidence in the Vikings coaching staff to prepare for 2 weeks to come up with a game plan on offense and defense that can slow down the Raiders, shut down the Raiders, and find ways to score. I also think we have Justin Jefferson coming back, which I don't think will hurt the Minnesota offense. So you line all those things up and you kind of start to like Minnesota. They're 5-0-1 against the spread on the road, and teams favored by 3 on the road this year are 7-4-3. So the percentages are in your favor there. Fourth quarter cover rate, Minnesota's good across the board. 58.95 is top 10. 50% fourth quarter cover rate last 3 weeks. 81% cover rate on the road. 50% as a favorite. So all of those reasons are why I like Minnesota. If you look at the Raiders, they're 4-2 against the spread at home. Here we go. Picking against the Raiders, playing at home, probably going to lose. But this gives me a little confidence. Those 4 wins. Green Bay early in the season. Green Bay's playing much better now. That's not the Green Bay team that we're seeing right now. The Raiders played back in week 5, I think. New England, the Jets, and the Giants. So if you can name the 3 worst offenses in the NFL, you might say New England, the Jets, and the Giants. Well, those are 3 of the 4 teams that they've covered against at home. Minnesota is not one of the worst offenses in the NFL. They're actually consistently upper third. And so a little more data for you. I like Minnesota -3. Come on, Vikings. One time in prime time. Let's pull it out. Take care of business. And last but not least, Eagles at the Cowboys. I'm going to take Dallas. And I was on Philadelphia last week. Again, should I deviate? Don't know. I think this is the peak motivation spot for any team in the NFL this season. You got the Dallas Cowboys, who probably think they should have beat Philadelphia the first time. They lost. They've got extra rest after beating Seattle on Thursday night. Okay, that's coaching, rest, an extra few days to gear up, to watch the Niners-Eagles game. They're right on the Eagles' heels now. There's no gap in the win-loss record right now. If Dallas wins, they'll be tied. I don't know which way the tiebreaker goes for the division. But this is absolutely peak motivation. Sunday Night Football at home. Boku mega rivalry game. This is the spot. I mean, what you worry about is the Cowboys being too jacked up for this game. So I love Dallas here. 5-1 against the spread at home this year. Absolutely destroying teams by an average score of 41-16 at home. Do I think that's going to happen tonight? No. But with all those factors I mentioned, should have won the first game. So they got to be confident. And they lost. So they're like a little angry about that, hungry, vengeful, extra rest at home, Sunday Night Football. I like this. My data's got Dallas. So again, you would never see a spread like this, but my analysis spits out Dallas is 13 points better than Philadelphia. Okay. Cumulative over the season. The Pythagorean formula's got them favored by 7.5, and this line's only 3.5. Fourth quarter cover rates, if you look at it, Dallas 58.9, that's good. 54.4 last 3 weeks. 78.4 at home. 70.6 as a favorite compared to the Eagles, 55, 34, 55, 21. Those numbers are just superior to Philly. You look ahead to next week. Dallas is going to Buffalo, going to be a tough game. Philadelphia is going to Seattle, going to be a tough game regardless. So I think all the focus, all the attention is right here, right now. Typically in a division game like this, I would take Philly. I took Philly last week against the Niners. I just don't know if I don't know if they can flip the switch. I don't know if they have it. It's kind of like Buffalo earlier this year, waiting for them to have the big blowout game, waiting for them to get back on track. And it didn't really happen until they fired their offensive coordinator. Big Dom is out. You know, a lot of Twitter X hype about that. Don't think it matters very much. I'm rolling with Dallas. I'm actually in 3 different pools. I'm going to roll with Dallas in every single pool. I think this is just the spot. Dallas takes them out, ties them in record for the division. And again, I don't know what the tiebreaker is. I don't know if Dallas takes the lead in that. I don't know if they're still a game behind. So they are right there, clicking on their heels, staring at them through the windshield. Dallas is coming tonight, baby. So there it is. Different reasons across the board. I like Atlanta. I've been wanting to take Atlanta. Hopefully I'm not too late on that. Colts, I've been off and on. I'm going with the minus Joe Burrow effect. I think the Jets are abysmal. I think Houston's pretty good. I like Houston. Coming off a bye week for the Vikings. Advantage to their coaching staff. Justin Jefferson comes back. I like Minnesota on the road. And then ultimate motivation spot. Give me Dallas over Philly minus 3.5. So there it is. Hopefully we roll a 5-0, get back on track. Let's go 40, 29-1. That sounds a little bit better. Thanks for watching. If you watch, take it easy. Peace.